On the 18th floor of a luxurious apartment building, a family of 3 began to experience a series of strange and unexplainable changes just a few months after moving in. The husband's once successful career started falling apart, one project after another. The wife began to suffer from sleepless nights and a constant feeling of heaviness in her head, and their 2 children became irritable, often waking up startled in the middle of the night, as if something invisible was disturbing them. Everything happened so subtly that the family did not even realize their luck was slowly draining away, until they invited an elderly Feng Shui master to visit their home. After just one round of observation, he said the problem was not about the direction of the apartment or its location. Instead, it came from certain small items that had been kept in the home for far too long. These items were carrying stagnant energy and depleted life force, strong enough to block wealth and disrupt the harmony of the entire family. It was only from that moment on that the family realized they had unintentionally held on to things that should never have been kept inside an apartment, and all their troubles had started from those very objects. In Feng Shui, an apartment is considered a particularly sensitive space because energy cannot flow as freely as it does in a house on the ground. When energy is trapped or disrupted by objects carrying weak or negative vibrations, the homeowner's good fortune can be easily affected. Many people living in apartments often feel like their wealth is stuck, their health declines, or they are mentally uneasy without knowing why. And in most cases, it comes down to the fact that the energy in their living space is no longer clean and balanced. What is important to understand is that these problems are not caused by the apartment's layout or its direction. In Feng Shui, they are usually linked to small, seemingly harmless objects quietly existing in your space. These items can hold on to old energy and create zones of stagnation, making it harder for prosperity to enter and easier for good fortune to slip away. That is why, in today's video, we are going to explore 5 things you should absolutely never keep in your home if you want to avoid weakening your energy field and silently pushing away wealth and abundance. But before we begin, take a moment to leave a comment full of positive energy down below. Wealth and peace are gently flowing into my home. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the Feng Shui secrets that will help keep your home bright and full of prosperity. And to understand why the energy flow in an apartment can shift because of such small and seemingly insignificant objects, let us now explore the things you should absolutely never keep in your living space, so you can avoid attracting unnecessary misfortune and stagnation. The first item, withered plants. In Feng Shui, green plants are seen as symbols of life force. They are the only living elements in an apartment that can directly reflect the quality of energy in your space. When a once healthy plant suddenly begins to wilt, its leaves turn yellow, and it loses vitality even with proper care. It is a clear sign that the energy in your home is on the decline. It is no coincidence that plants often get sick before people do. In many cases, plants are the most sensitive to stagnant or damp energy that accumulates inside an apartment, things that are invisible to the eye but have a silent impact on your health and emotional well-being. In apartment Feng Shui, a withered plant is not only a sign of decay, but also a carrier of old, stagnant energy. Because apartments are enclosed spaces where fresh energy can only enter through a limited number of doors and windows, any object that shows signs of dying can create a low energy zone, making the surrounding areas feel heavy and lifeless. When life force cannot circulate freely, harmony within the family is easily disrupted. Prosperity becomes harder to attract, and feelings of fatigue or discouragement may appear without a clear reason. That is why many Feng Shui experts see withered plants as mirrors, reflecting a weakening energy field. To turn the energy around in your home, you should completely remove all plants that have lost their vitality and replace them with new, healthy ones, preferably those with round, full shapes or evenly spread leaves. Place them in spots with natural light and good ventilation, so the life force can be continuously maintained. At the same time, avoid keeping too many plants in your apartment, especially in smaller spaces, as their density can absorb clean energy during the night. When chosen and placed correctly, green plants not only beautify your home, but also serve as a positive energy source that keeps your apartment fresh, vibrant, and more welcoming to wealth and abundance. The second item, broken or damaged objects. Broken items in an apartment do more than cause inconvenience. They create breaks in the overall energy flow of the home. Every item serves a purpose, and when that purpose is interrupted, like a flickering light, a squeaky fan, a jammed drawer, or an appliance that works inconsistently, it creates what Feng Shui calls an energy disturbance. These disruptions interfere with the smooth flow of energy, leading to feelings of frustration, lack of focus, or even conflict among family members. In Feng Shui, broken items represent worn-down energy, which often brings about stagnation that people can feel, even if they cannot pinpoint the source. The real issue with broken objects is that they emit irregular energy signals. Repetitive noises, flickering lights, or jerky movements make the space feel unstable. In apartments, where surfaces tend to reflect sound and energy more intensely than in ground-level homes, this instability becomes even more noticeable. Over time, these incomplete sounds or movements can create subtle psychological stress, a sense of unease, or lower productivity. Additionally, broken items often collect dust and moisture, which in turn helps negative energy develop and spread. To maintain a healthy flow of energy, it is essential to regularly check for items that are no longer functioning properly. These should either be repaired immediately or removed altogether if they cannot be fixed. Delaying this process only allows the energetic disturbance to linger. It is precisely these disruptions that cause heaviness in your living space and prolong a sense of stagnation that you might feel without knowing why. When everything in your home works smoothly again, the energy becomes stable and uninterrupted, bringing a sense of ease and helping prosperity move more freely. A well-functioning apartment forms the solid foundation where good luck can return and stay for the long term. The third item, trash, packaging, and old paperwork. In apartments, small bits of trash, old packaging, and piles of outdated paperwork often accumulate quietly. Because they do not seem to affect daily life, they are easy to ignore. However, this category of clutter carries the strongest traces of past usage. Each receipt, each piece of paper, or even an old cardboard box contains lingering energy from previous events. When these traces pile up, they clutter the energy of the space beyond what the eye can see. You may find it harder to focus, your mood may drop quickly, or things may start to feel stuck, all stemming from the invisible weight of useless objects still taking up space in your energy field. In Feng Shui, leftover papers and packaging are considered magnets for chaos. They store information, but have no way to transform or release it. When left in corners, under desks, or in drawers that rarely open, they create zones where energy gets stuck. similar to traffic jams in the flow of energy. These blocked zones make the apartment feel less organized at a deep level, and the people living there often feel mentally drained or caught up in unnecessary thoughts. Even if everything looks neat on the outside, the disarray caused by old paperwork can throw off the energy balance within. To deal with this issue, the key is not to clean everything all at once, but to create a regular maintenance rhythm. Set a fixed time, weekly or monthly, to check your shelves, drawers, and other areas where clutter tends to build up. Only keep documents that are truly necessary. Everything else should be sorted and thrown out without hesitation. Once the extra layers of objects are gone, your apartment will feel clearer and more manageable. Your thoughts will be more organized, and your spirit will feel lighter. This is not just about tidying up. It is about resetting the energy flow and allowing your living space to regain its clarity, which in turn makes it easier for good things to flow into your life. The fourth item: negative or disturbing artwork. Artwork in an apartment plays a crucial role in shaping the emotions of those living inside because it is something we see every day. It influences our mental state naturally. When a painting or image carries a heavy tone, shows chaotic scenes, or evokes feelings of loss, it creates an atmosphere that lacks peace. This effect does not happen instantly. It spreads quietly over time, leading to feelings of sadness, tiredness, or the sense that nothing seems to go smoothly, even if nothing is visibly wrong on the outside. A negative image, even if it is just one painting, can embed a lasting sense of instability into your home. From a Feng Shui perspective, every painting has its own emotional frequency, which spreads into the area where it hangs. Images that depict loneliness, dead ends, or are dominated by dark and muted tones tend to create a downward energy flow. This makes your apartment feel less uplifting, which can affect your emotional and mental well-being. This is not some mystical belief. It is a natural response from the human brain. Visual signals are constantly being processed, and over time, they impact your mood. When these signals repeat day after day, your home's atmosphere can start to feel dull, as if a certain light is missing from the inside. Because images influence emotions directly, choosing the right ones is a key step in keeping your apartment balanced. Replace heavy or dark paintings with artwork that conveys positive depth, like landscapes, rivers, or mountains. These kinds of visuals help create a more grounded environment and support emotional wellness. Pictures that represent openness, vitality, gentle movement, or harmony can bring a sense of ease and strengthen the energy stability of your home. It is not that art is magical. It is that the right images naturally create a healthy emotional framework for the people living with them. When the artwork in your apartment is carefully chosen and placed, the energy of your space noticeably shifts in a positive direction. Your home feels brighter, your family members feel more at ease, and negative thoughts tend to show up less often. This sets the stage for daily life to run more smoothly, uplifts the spirit, and supports the formation of healthy, flowing energy. A well-placed painting does more than decorate. It helps shape your emotional environment and contributes to the harmony needed for long-lasting good fortune. The fifth item: talismans and Feng Shui objects with unknown origins. In many households, Feng Shui items with unclear origins often show up by accident. They might be given as gifts without explanation, bought on impulse, or kept out of sentiment, even when their energy state is completely unknown. These objects might be placed on altars, decorative shelves, or tucked into corners to enhance the look of the space. However, any object that comes from a source the homeowner does not fully understand, whether it is the previous owner, its intended purpose, or where it originally came from, carries layers of energy information that may not align well with the current living environment. Once brought into the apartment, such items can subtly disrupt the overall energy field, creating a sense of instability that is difficult to recognize right away. From a Feng Shui perspective, symbolic objects are part of the language of space. They convey emotional and energetic messages through their shape, material, and history. An item with a vague or unknown backstory can leave a residual imprint on the energy field of your home, leading residents to occasionally feel unsettled or slightly off balance for no apparent reason. These effects are not supernatural. They are natural human reactions to physical items that carry unclear or unresolved energy. In an enclosed apartment space, this type of resonance can be amplified, especially when such items remain in the home for a long time without proper review. Holding on to Feng Shui objects without understanding their meaning also carries the risk of disrupting your energy layout. Every symbolic item is created with a specific intention. Some are meant for protection, others for emotional support, and some are only compatible with certain spatial arrangements. When placed randomly in an apartment without understanding their true nature, they can make the space feel off in subtle ways that do not show up visually. As a result, functional areas in the apartment can lose their effectiveness. Workspaces may become harder to focus in, common areas may lose their warmth, and bedrooms may lack the relaxation needed for restful sleep. To maintain long-term balance, it is important to reevaluate all symbolic or spiritual items in your home. Only keep those whose history, purpose, and energetic role are clearly understood and genuinely feel like a good fit for your space. Items with unknown origins should be respectfully removed and stored elsewhere, so your apartment can regain a consistent and harmonious energy field. When every object in your home has a clear reason for being there, the space becomes more pleasant, and the emotional atmosphere feels lighter and more secure. Clarity in choosing what you keep is the foundation for a well-organized energy flow, one that allows good fortune and long-term stability to grow and thrive. Once all the energy-draining elements have been removed, the apartment enters a state as if a heavy layer of built-up stagnation has just been lifted. This is the perfect moment to restore the natural energy flow and reset the rhythm of your living space. First, introduce fresh energy. The process of bringing in new energy should start with simply allowing the space to connect with fresh air from the outside every day. When windows or the main door are opened for a reasonable amount of time, the stale energy trapped inside is naturally replaced by a light, clean airflow that helps re-establish balance throughout the entire apartment. In enclosed spaces, the lack of circulation causes heat, odors, and humidity to build up. This creates a heavy atmosphere that residents often feel through changes in their mood or daily rhythm. Regularly opening up the space helps break that stuffy state, keeping the home alive and allowing the body to respond more positively, bringing a natural sense of clarity, comfort, and alertness when the internal energy is no longer compressed. Sound can also play a subtle yet powerful role in supporting this process. A gentle chime, ringing at the entrance, can awaken the space after a long period of stillness. It creates a light vibration that may be invisible to the eye, but is deeply felt. This is not a ritual, but rather a way to heighten our sensitivity to the environment. The sound resonates throughout the apartment, reaching every corner, and helps signal that the energy has shifted into a new rhythm. When airflow is refreshed and sound vibration is added, the apartment regains its natural flexibility, and the homeowner feels more in tune with the space, as if the home has just opened up a wider, more natural breath. Second, activate the wealth corner, southeast of the apartment. In Feng Shui, the area that represents prosperity should be created as a space that uplifts the spirit and provides clear direction for the homeowner. You do not need to place many objects or complicated symbols there. What truly matters is creating a small area that evokes a sense of growth and opens up new possibilities. A strong, healthy plant or a clean, simple object can serve as an anchor to help this zone maintain its necessary stability. More importantly, avoid letting that space be cluttered with random items or temporary storage. Even a small amount of disorder can throw off the energy of a space meant to promote growth. When the wealth corner is tidy, well lit, and free of distractions, it forms a space where residents feel more grounded and mentally clear, helping them make wiser decisions in everyday life. The influence of this area does not show up instantly. It builds gradually and subtly impacts the mindset of those living in the apartment before any visible transformation occurs. A well-maintained space with soft lighting, no dust, and uplifting details can create a gentle but lasting energy rhythm. It supports a sense of order and balance in daily activities. When walking past this spot, you may feel a subtle ease or peace, as if your home is quietly sending you a positive signal. It is this quiet harmony that allows the wealth corner to become a real support system, a place that connects you more deeply with your living space. When this area is cared for properly, it adds a gentle force that helps you attract opportunities in work, finances, and relationships. A steady mindset, a harmonious environment, and a nurtured prosperity zone come together to form the foundation for your home's energy to shift toward growth and long-term success. Third, reorganize the center of the home. The center of the apartment, also known as the heart of the home, is not just a physical midpoint, but the core where all energy flows meet. It regulates the overall rhythm of the living space. When this area is taken over by excess furniture, decorative clutter, or items with no real use, the energy becomes scattered and sluggish. As a result, the apartment starts to feel heavy, disconnected, and less smooth. This does not only affect the space, it directly impacts the mood and emotional state of everyone living there. People become more stressed, lose focus, and feel like things are out of control. Even small obstacles in daily life, like staying organized, communicating with others, or making financial decisions, become more difficult when the center is neglected. That is why clearing this area, removing clutter, and keeping it open and tidy is essential for smooth energy flow. It sets a stable foundation for the rest of the apartment to function in harmony. When the center is well organized and clean, the entire home begins to feel more balanced. Energy from the entrances, living room, kitchen, and bedrooms flows toward the center and spreads out evenly. By thoroughly cleaning, keeping the surface clear, and removing unnecessary items, you create an environment where energy is continuously refreshed and never blocked. As you step into the heart of the apartment, you will notice a sense of ease, increased clarity, and more emotional stability. Daily tasks become smoother, your decisions more reasonable, and the overall rhythm of life more in sync. When cared for properly, the center of the apartment becomes the source of life energy, a heart that nurtures stability, harmony, and allows good fortune, prosperity, and positive energy to circulate throughout your home. It gives the homeowner a deeper sense of fulfillment and lasting peace. When your apartment is cleaned and arranged in a thoughtful, purposeful way, the space begins to radiate a balance and harmony that may have been hard to notice before. Energy flows smoothly throughout the home, creating a sense of openness, brightness, and ease that supports emotional balance and inner calm. Every corner contributes to the flow of daily life, from the little habits to the bigger decisions, helping your fortune gradually align in a positive and harmonious direction. Feng Shui is not just a set of rigid rules. It is a way of understanding energy, rhythm, and balance in your environment. When every detail in your apartment is cared for and placed with intention, your home becomes a space that nurtures your spirit, brings a sense of peace, and naturally attracts luck, prosperity, and new opportunities. A consciously adjusted living space allows you to feel the change, not just in your mood, but in your daily routine and the environment that surrounds you. And before we wrap up, leave a positive affirmation down in the comments. My home is filled with positive energy and opportunities for prosperity. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel to keep discovering the Feng Shui secrets that help your apartment stay full of vibrant energy and good fortune.